We're going to talk about New York City, the truckers, what's going on, how New York is going broke, because guess what? They're spending a ludicrous amount of money. And I'm not joking when I tell you guys that, for example, supervisors in some of the migrant shelters get paid like $150 per hour. That sounds too good to be true, isn't it? Well, it's true. New York is spending crazy amount of cash with kind of nothing to show for right now. Not to mention all the corporations leaving. They are running out of money despite being the financial capital of the world. New York City is no longer the hottest place to live. In fact, you got so many better cities. It's 2024, guys. If you're still going to New York City, really consider other cities in the U.S. So many better cities in the U.S. than New York City. Check this out. So we also have the trucking situation. Let's talk about that. Because people keep saying that the truckers' boycott of New York City is dying down. It's not really going anywhere, but the rate increases are saying something completely different. This is a video I will play for you, and this is from Texas. In Texas and New York, many shipping corporations are now adding on an extra $2,000 per load just so you can ship that load to New York City. Now, there's a few things that's keeping many truckers from going to New York City. There's already a whole group of truckers in Group A, for example. They don't go to New York at all, no matter what the situation is, because getting in and out is very expensive. Not to mention the tolls are everywhere, and they just implemented a new toll to go to Midtown Manhattan from Jersey, and it's going to cost you extra $15, which is super duper crazy expensive. And then number two is you got the group of truckers that are kind of on the brink. Sometimes they go, sometimes they don't go. And many of them have chosen to not go because of the whole Trump situation. And 22% of truckers no longer go to New York City, which is causing a massive rate increase, which is causing another group of truckers who will definitely go to New York City because you're getting paid an extra 2 G's. Who wouldn't do that? And it's respect. You want to make money, and I'm cool with it. Everyone is here for a little bit of cash. So if you're getting paid an extra $2,000 to go to New York City, go to New York City. Make an extra 2 racks. That's good for you. And for example, this trucker is saying the same thing. People are seeing rates are increasing, and it's a win-win for everyone. It's a win-win for people who want to boycott New York City, and it's a win-win for people who want to make a little bit of extra money, all kind of at the expense of New York right now. And then look at this. We also have a no-bid contract that is very suspicious. New York City Mayor Eric Adams is accused of wasting millions of dollars, and all coming from taxpayer pockets, by doing and dishing out no-bid contracts to firms, paying shelter supervisors $1,500 a shift. This is very expensive. In one contract, supervisors at a shelter were paid $185.63 per hour. This is higher than pharmacists who get paid $55 to $75 an hour. This is higher than nurses. This is higher than PAs, which are physician assistants. This is higher than many fields of the engineering department, the accounting department, the healthcare department. This is a lot of money, and people are not really happy about this. And there's about 340 asylum seeker contracts with a value of $5.7 billion. And like I said before, there just seems to be a lot of money wasting over here, and New York is spending this money like it's no tomorrow. Almost feels like New York is spending this money like they could easily make it back. Well, if this was pre-pandemic, of course they could easily make it back. New York is the financial capital world. They make loads of cash. But what about now? Not anymore. People are frustrated of New York. People don't want to stay in New York. And now even everyday business owners are afraid to deal with New York because of what happened to the Trump trial. So look at this. Immigration news today. Why Adams' plan to give New York City migrants a bunch of debit cards is making everyone mad. Well, guess what? New York has a big domestic homeless population. There's vets sleeping on the streets. People who are in gentrified neighborhoods now are barely paying rent. You got kids always hungry in New York City. You got many residents in Harlem actually protesting because if they're willing to turn an empty condo building into a migrant shelter, why couldn't you turn it to house the domestic homeless population or just people who are struggling to pay their everyday bills? And that's why people are very angry about the whole migrant crisis and the debit cards. Now, the one thing that you guys didn't know is New York City is built on immigration and migrants. Everyone is okay with New York City being a sanctuary state. But what they're not okay is when you take in tens of thousands of migrants that you can't take care of them. You're spending a load of money. Now you're even implementing a toll tax, which is super expensive. It's $15 per trip to go to Midtown. And a lot of people feel like it's all just paying for the migrant crisis, which is very bad. Like I said in the beginning of the video, New York can make it back easily, if it was pre-pandemic, because now many investors are getting a little bit scared. And it got so bad that the New York governor had to come out and said, hold on, guys, this is just a Trump thing. It's not going to affect everyday businesses. That doesn't really sound good either, guys. It just feels like if you have any sort of politics, or if you do political stuff in New York City, you may get plucked off the streets of Manhattan and be charged with fraud. Trump appeals $454 million judgment in New York's civil fraud case. Highly doubt he's going to win this. I think he may be forced to pay or get some of his buildings seized. It's looking really bad for New York. This doesn't set a good example in terms of business. When it comes to business, it has to be fair, right? And seems to be having bias. And when there's bias in a city, many investors just don't want to work here. Guys like O'Leary, Grant Cardone are the celebrity investors, actually talked publicly about how they dislike this and how many people are leaving New York. Not to mention the whole trucker boycott. It's actually gaining steam right now. So thanks for watching, guys. Comment below. How do you guys feel about New York City? And how would you solve the New York City problem?